2023 Jim McDonnell Lake Swim. This is a Masters event. This is in the heart of Reston, Virginia. A great event. A lot of information can be found on their website. Entry information. Here is a list of what's going to be happening over the course of that day. You can see here the check-in opens at 6 a.m. for the 1 mile, and then the lineup happens 7:30, and the race for the 1 mile begins at 8 o'clock in the morning. Don't be late. They will start on time. 2 mile check-in closes at 9 a.m. After that, the lineup starts at 9:15, and the race begins at 9:45. There's going to be events and awards also up there. They don't have those listed, but they are there as well. You can see here that the parking lot right up here is where we start. On their website, it lists it as being a as a staggered start, a time trial start. What that means is if you are a front runner, you will have to be next to someone or near a group of people where you think you will be out ahead. If you are gunning for the podium here, you might want to start off ahead at the beginning of that race and in a group of people, because chances are those front runners are going to be going out of the gate hard. Typically when you go in this Reston Lake swim, up until this corner right through here, this is where a lot of athletes start to really feel their their pace. So what I mean by that is they will go out really hard until this corner here, and then they'll start to say, oh my gosh. And usually by the time they hit this second one, a lot of the people do tend to fall back. So swim within yourself, and the smart money is probably on letting some of the competitors pull you along up until this point, especially right through here. You will also see that you have to stay on the inside of these buoys out throughout the course, so you can see that I can just draw a straight line pretty much down this whole thing, and I will actively cut off some of the distance right through here. Weighing the pros and cons on this course is going to be the matter of success and not, whether it's a PB or not. If you did want to cut the corners a little bit and swim a little closer to the shores, you can, and you have the capability here to do so. But if you are swimming in a pack, whether you are swimming away from everybody and solo versus in that pack, again, that's going to be another pro and con. If you're in a group of about 7 to 8 people and you're just sitting pretty and letting them kind of pull you along, that is great. I would probably stay in the group rather than going solo, unless you are trying to make your race winning move in that first corner, which I don't really advise. Again, going to that second corner out on the race, you can see from here, I can draw another straight line to that buoy and cut off a relatively large portion of this course. Very common for athletes to swim all the way to this buoy and then all the way up to buoy number 5, that sighting buoy right there. If there's no one in there and the water is deep enough for you to swim, I would go push that water out or push that swim further towards the shore to cut off a little distance for you right there. That may allow you to break off from the pack or take 2 or 3 people with you, and people will be going at this corner and also at this corner. They will be pushing the corners or the shoreline very much, okay? So again, watch where people are going, and you're gonna have to make decisions on which group to go to right through there. Now, once the race really starts, if you are all together, is going to be these 2 sections right through here. Very notorious course for the sun to be coming up over the tree lines over here and shooting directly down here, making it very hard to see on the way back in. Because of that, on these corners right through here, this is an easy spot for you to make a positional jump on this course. When you do this turn, a lot of people freeze, right? They do this turn and they have no idea what's happening. Again, this is a left-hand turn. Do not overthink it. Turn left, swim 5 or 6 strokes, sight, and just figure it out, okay? If you do turn and stop, right, you're going to lose a lot of placings within your group that you are in very quickly. So keep the pace rolling, and if people are ahead of you sighting for you, just go with it. These 2 buoys are not very far apart, and I usually don't say just go with it. But in this case, you definitely want to stay on the heels of everybody right through here. This section, of course, is an easy area on paper in the water to break away from everyone. This section right through here. Again, a lot of times you're going right into the sun. People are starting to get their bearings, and if you do have your bearings straight from the get-go, this is going to be an easy leapfrog situation right through here. And again, remember, we do have the sun playing a big part in here, and look, we are going another super straight line directly into the sun. So be ready. This is going to be a course where if it is sunny, you want some tinted goggles. You want something that's going to shade your eyes from the sun, because you are going to be battling it big time. If you do have the capability, what a lot of people try to do on this course when they are down at buoy number 9, they try and sight all the way for the water drains way over here, and that is not what you want to do. Instead, you want to sight off of the furthest buoy you can see. So if you are at this area right through here, this area number 9, in a perfect situation, you want to be sighting off of this shoreline right through here. Okay, and if not, then you can sight off of buoy number 11, and then once you get to about this area, you should be able to see a little bit further there, and right through this area, you should be able to see those drains right there. The whole reason I'm saying that is because if you end up over here, you can still have a straight line, and you can avoid swimming zigzagged up through this finish over here. That is probably the worst case scenario for you. The straight lines are going to make it very easy for you out on race day. After you turn over here, you have just a quick little kick over here. There's going to be people all along the shoreline. It's going to be fun, and you finish right through here. Make sure you exit and hit over that timing mat for your time to stop. Now, that was all the one loop course, the 1 mile. The second loop course is going to play out very similarly. I do not know if you have to exit the water. Typically, you don't have to, but that would be a question for you to ask if you are swimming the 2 mile event. Do I have to get out of the water in between laps? Probably not. You probably just have to go around again. All right, so imagine everything I just said for that first loop if you are swimming the 2 mile, but now we are on to the second loop here. So if you have made it to the very end and you are, this is the goal scenario. If you arrive at this starting lap area, again, if you arrive here with a group of people, and you are the front runner, that's great. If you are going for a podium in your age group or whatever, setting a PB, anything resembling a best time or a fast time here, you want to arrive at this spot with a group of people or very, very confident in your abilities alone in front of them, okay? Reason I'm saying that is because hopefully on this first lap, you have used all these people to your advantage this whole way back. Remember this leapfrog area that I mentioned right through here? Again, leapfrog a couple of people. This is almost always where a big move comes, a big surge right here. And then for whatever reason, a lot of times these areas, they kind of cool down. People can't really break away from anyone aside from buoy number 11 to buoy number 12. It's going to be a huge hot spot right in that area, right through here. That is another huge area for potential attacks. But if you have a large group, for the most part, it's very hard to do. Now, starting this second loop, in a group, what you do want to do is kind of do the exact same thing before, but you want to cut this as tight as possible right through here. Because if you can arrive at this buoy right through here, I can make it all the way down to this corner in a straight line usually, right? The slower swimmers on this first loop will be right around here anyway, so if you are off to the side, you will be avoiding them and it will be easier to swim faster continuously. Once you hit this corner right here, again, you are going to be shooting for that buoy over there. If you are a really strong swimmer and you decide to do this, chances are people are going to go with you, okay? And don't feel like you have to do all of the work. If you find that you just can't shake 2 or 3 people, don't be afraid to pull off to the side and just kind of let them take the lead for a little while. It is a-okay here. Again, you don't want to play too many games in this first little section from buoy number 1 to corner number, let's call it corner or sighting buoy number 4 here, because what that will allow the chasing groups to do is catch up to you. So it's okay to play a little bit of games here, get your breath ready to rock and roll and your body ready to feel the burn, because after this sighting spot, this is the first line of attack on the second loop right through here, this whole section, believe it or not. That is going to be the first opportunity for you to really put some pace in between you and your competitors. This is going to be an area where if you do want to break off and swim individual and all the other group or group members that you are swimming with decide to go close to this buoy right here, again, first opportunity to make a move is right here. If you're a little gassed and you're not sure of your abilities, don't do it. Stick with the group, okay? After you make this turn at buoy number 6 right through here, typically you have time to recover until buoy number 7. But remember what we talked about before, buoy number 7 to buoy number 9 at this section right through here. Very, very common for athletes to put the power, put the pace down, all right? So be ready to work. That's why at this buoy number 4, when we are going out the second time, evaluate what you want to do, because this section here is going to be hot. It's going to be fast. And then from buoy number 9 to buoy number 13, that's the race right here. Most times the race is decided before buoy number 9 right through here. If I can get my things to work. Buoy number 9 is kind of where the meat of the race is decided, okay? After that point in time, buoy number 10 and buoy number 12, typically that is another last-ditch effort for athletes to really, really go for it, okay? And the reason it's not buoy number 11 is because people have a very, very hard time sighting this shoreline right through here. What you will find on the first or second loops is most people will sight and swim like this, and they will have to zigzag back up to the proper line. If you can avoid that and swim all the way straight, that's obviously ideal. But a lot of the winning moves, or a lot of the potential moves, are ruined because of bad sighting and then back over here, and that allows some of these slower swimmers to catch up to you and then overtake you because they've been swimming their pace and you've been going all out. So again, very important for buoy number 9 to buoy 13. Hold your line. Make sure you are ready to rock and roll at buoy number 4 on the second loop, okay? It's going to be fast. It's going to be fun. Always very, very fun. I don't know about wetsuit conditions out on the race day. Make sure you bring it just in case. If it is a little hot, make sure you're bringing your swim skin to help do some water simulation with those. Very, very good practice for that, all right? If you are doing the 1 and the 2 mile race, make sure you pack some nutrition for you in between your races. Going to be essential for you to top off your nutrition in between to have a successful 2 mile race. Remember, it is that 1 mile and then the 2 mile race afterwards. Have fun, everybody.